Hi guys, Keith Archberg Farms. It is now the 1st of April, which means it is time to get my seed potatoes in the ground, which I should have probably already had planted. So I've got the old 5020 out here. We're gonna get started. But first, archbergfarms.com, scroll down to the bottom, digital tools and training. That's where all my cool stuff is. I've got spreadsheets and other things down there, soil adjustments, a whole bunch of neat stuff down there. Also, you can sign up for consulting through there as well. Also, the membership portion of the channel is open. You go through YouTube for that. We've got 3 different levels. First level, sustaining. Second, you get all access to all those digital tools and training. And the third is you get a half hour of consulting time with me each month. So go ahead to the channel and check it out. So we're going to be using the Allis-Chalmers 5020 today. I've got the Wonder Bar toolbar on the back. Awesome piece of equipment. This bar I've actually got set up with my ripper shanks, so I can turn it over and use that. Also, potato plow that I can drop in the middle. I leave all this stuff on here permanently. I take the plow off when I'm not using it. And then the discs go on both sides on the outside to actually hill them, and also we'll use it to actually rebury the potatoes. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get started, get this opened up, and then I'll talk about the seed potatoes we're planting and my technique this year, which is different than last year. We're going to do, we'll get to that. Got our 2 trenches opened up. They're about, I don't know, hand deep. So, I don't know, 6 inches or so. You might be asking why I'm only doing 2 beds of potatoes this year. Because last year I did 4 beds out in the main field blocks, 450 foot long. I only got 100 pounds back because it was irrigated dry land. In previous years, I've gotten the same equivalent out of 2 beds in these blocks here. So I can either plant a whole bunch of potatoes and not get any return, or I can plant 2 beds and get the same amount of return with less work. So that's kind of where I'm going with that this year. Next, we're going to go over and look at the seed potato. So I have 2 different kinds of seed potatoes. I've got yellows, which are Corolla from Rocky Family Farm out of Colorado. Perfect B-sized potato, perfect for planting, no needing to cut them. It's actually what I'm looking for growing is something that size. And then red Lesotas. Again, these were a lot larger, so I had to actually cut them. I cut these about 2 or 3 days ago, so they've healed off and they're ready to go in the ground, so I really won't have to worry about rotting. We can kind of have them out here airing out in the sun a little bit. But I've got 50 pounds of each, and we're getting ready to plant. Now, if you're following that, I have 2 80-some foot beds long. I have 100 pounds of seed potatoes. Yes, I'm going to put 100 pounds of seed potatoes in these beds, about 50 pounds per bed. The goal and the reason behind that is because I want those nice little B-sized potatoes. Those are what sell at our farmers market. They're what people love. We sell 1.5-pound bags for $4 to $5 a piece. They go great and go until we are completely out. Traditionally, I've planted my potatoes a foot apart. That provided bigger potatoes, but I don't want the bigger potatoes. It gives you more of a yield, I guess, weight-wise, but not number-wise. So instead, what I'm gonna do is plant them on about 6 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my foot in the row. I'm gonna put 1 at my heel, 1 on the middle on the outside, and then 1 on my toe, and just repeat all the way down the bed. That should give me a spacing of about 6-ish inches, which will be perfect, I hope. and I'll kind of stagger them so it'll give them a little bit more room to grow, but also keep them concentrated enough that we'll have a bunch of small little potatoes. So here we go. So it turns out the foot method wasn't working that good. I'd put it down here and I'd step up and then the potatoes would just roll into the center. So instead, I'm just putting them by hand, staggered, about every 6 inches or so. Not getting fancy, not getting super scientific. Trying to keep them in the bottom of the trench so they kind of go in a straight line. And these little bee-sized potatoes are freaking awesome. I definitely will be ordering these again. I actually got them through another farmer, Paul Conway, up in Leavenworth. He does a potato run every year. So I got them for a really good price too. I mean, they're not certified organic, but the only certified organic potatoes I can get come from High Mowing, and they ship them mid-April. Mid-April in Kansas, it rains until mid-May. Last year, I didn't get my potatoes planted until mid-May. So that's where it comes down to, that if I want potatoes, I've got to plant whatever I can get my hands on when I need them, most importantly. So I'm just gonna keep on keeping on down the road like I'm doing, and we'll see how many potatoes I can get in here. And then hope we get nice taters. There we go. We've got the potatoes double rowed in. Here's my red Lesotas. There's my Corollas. I got almost a whole 100 pounds in. Turns out the Corollas are a little smaller. So I have about 17 pounds left, which I can do another 40-foot bed with that. But yeah, I like it. Forgot to mention on the soil prep for this, I actually just went through and I ripped it, and then I dropped down 200 pounds equivalent of my 855 Nature Safe, worked that into the surface, and went at it. Oh, I also did find, everybody thinks I'm crazy about this, I found 2 rocks. We have such little amount of rocks in this land out here. I always collect them when I find them. I've got a little collection in the office of all my little rocks. These are about the biggest I find out here. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to drop the plow off the back and put on my discs and get this thing filled back in with the hillers. So I've got the hillers on pretty close to where the dirt was pushed out. I'll just make one pass, maybe 2 back and forth, get this thing filled back in, and we're done. And then we just gotta wait for rain and get these things start popping up. There you go. There ain't too much about planting seed potatoes, more than the fact of what you're going to space them. if you're going to cut them. If you're going to cut them, they've got to heal for a couple days, minimum 24 hours before you put them in. Also do it when the soil temperature starts to warm up. I was looking for my soil thermometer, can't find it. Last time I checked, it was about 55 soil temperature, so that's about perfect. But as you can see behind me, I just did one pass with my discs and it filled in pretty much perfectly. I might take a rake and just flatten off the top a little bit. I don't think I'm really all that concerned with it. All the potatoes are covered up except for the very, very end ones, but I've got the extra dirt over here on this side from where the hiller stopped. I'll just jump it over here to fill the hole. So, as always, hope y'all liked what we saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day.